Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Where I'm Calling From by Raymond Carver. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So this short story is quite sad. It's this alcohol rehabilitation center by the name of Frank Martins, and uh, throughout the short story, there's a lot of people who are there that are recovering alcoholics or people who are trying to quit their alcohol addictions, and we get their stories, we get what they're suffering from. I mean, the narrator, he has issues with his marriage and another issue with another girl that he has a relationship with. Um, there's a man by the name of JP. He married a girl by the name of Roxy, and they had an abusive marriage where it got violent. And all these people within Frank Martin's, they all have all these types of histories that have to do with their abuse of alcohol, and what it does to them. And we all know what alcohol is. It can be something used for celebrations, weddings, birthdays, parties. But at the same time, people can have an over reliance on it and use it as an escape from the reality that we live in. When problems get too difficult and things get too tough, some people resort to alcoholism and alcohol addiction and try to drink their problems away. But you can drink all you want, but your problems are still there. And it's a very fascinating work. JP and Roxy, Roxy's a chimney sweep. Um, they met while she was doing a chimney sweep job, and JP went into the industry, and they got married, and the marriage, the violence, escalated with alcohol. And so throughout the work, we get all these stories about the narrator's relationship with, his lovers, or his life, and how, alcohol impacts his life, and how, alcohol impacts all of the characters' lives. This short story, it's really focuses on the connection between different people, um, their lives, and how it affects their lives. Um, it's really depressing at times because all of these people, they are going through some tough times, and through some tough realities. Um, it's really hard to live a life where um, bad things keep happening and the only escape that you have is alcohol. So we see them, some of them are trying to cope, some of them are trying to give up the alcohol habit, trying to get rid of the addiction, and some of them, they're just drowning. So it's very fascinating. In terms of deeper meaning and analysis, it seems like the narrator's trying to recover. It seems like JP's trying to get better. It seems like at least they're in rehabilitation. At least they're in Frank Martin's trying to do something about it instead of, dying in a stupor. And I think the fact that they're around other people that are going through what they're going through, it helps them to get better. I think humans, we tend to get better when we have other people who care about us, encouraging us. When we feel that we're not alone in our problems, it does make it a little bit better. Sometimes in life when things are too heavy, sometimes you need a couple of friends to pick you up. When you're facing the storm all alone, it can be quite damaging. But JP and the narrator, they develop a good friendship, and they talk about their lives and what they're going through, and it helps them to at least have somebody to listen to them and to see that they're there and that they exist. I think when you isolate yourself too much, I think when you are alone too much, you become it, loneliness is just not good. It's not good for man to be alone. And I think some of these characters, they do get better over time because of the fact that in this rehabilitation center. They have over people to prop them up when they've been beaten down too much. So it's very fascinating work. Um, so again, in terms of deeper meaning, what we can get from this work is that these people, some of them are broken, some of them are depressed, some of them are, on the last string of life, but through the friends and through the people that they meet within the short story, it seems like some of them can get better, but it's not a promise. It's just that there's some hope, and that's what I like about the short story. Where I'm calling from. At least there's a call, right? At least there's an attempt to get better. At least there's some hope. So the narratives that we hear from these different people and these different characters, they're tough narratives. I mean, when you hear about the domestic violence and you hear about failed relationships and marriages, it's hard to take in. But at least they're trying to reconnect with their loved ones. At least they're trying to pick up the pieces of their lives. At least they're trying to get back up when they've been knocked down. At least they're trying to break the alcohol addiction. So there's hope, and that's the thing that's great about being human, is that even though everything can be very, very horrible, there's horrible situations happening every day around the world. And so many people suffering around the world. There's more people suffering than people rejoicing. So the thing that's really significant is that through all of it all, these characters, a lot of them have hope. They have hope, or at least they're trying to have hope, because at least they're calling, where I'm calling from. At least you have enough hope to call somebody, to talk to, or maybe to patch things up. So I think, from my perspective, from reading the short story, that as long as you have at least a little bit of hope, well, maybe you can find some sunshine, and maybe you can climb out of the darkness when you have at least a little bit of sunshine to guide you out. So, yeah. That's my summary analysis. And please remember to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.